question is on the Canadian Parliament. They honoring Niger, who is a listed terrorist here in India. Your reaction? And my second question is on China. There have been reports of China keen on the direct plane service. What has been the Indian reaction on that?
Hi, sir. It's Krishan Kaushik from Reuters. There was a delegation of US lawmakers recently that met the Dalai Lama. Wanted to check if India has any comment on that.
Okay. Any more questions on the US delegation so that we can all answer it together? Please, Uma.
खासतौर पर सर आपका ध्यान चीन की तरफ से आने वाले बयानों की तरफ खींचना चाहूँगा, जिसमें उन्होंने जो कोर इंटरेस्ट्स हैं चाइना की, उसका ध्यान रखने के लिए अमेरिका को कहा। और ऐसे में जबकि वहाँ धर्मशाला में भारतीय विदेश मंत्रालय की तरफ से या हमारी सरकार की तरफ से कोई मौजूद नहीं था, क्या जो बयान है नैन्सी पेलोसी के, उससे भारत अपने आप को डिसोसिएट करता है?
ऋषभ, आपका सवाल इसी पे है जी, बताइए।
Good evening, sir. Rishabh from Times Now. So the congressional delegation also met External Affairs Minister as well as the Prime Minister. If we can have details on what was discussed and also India's stand on the statements made by Nancy Pelosi, the former Speaker of US Congress.
Okay. Any more question on this? Sudhi.
Sir, Shudhiranjan from Bloomberg, sir. We've seen the American delegation's, statements in Dharamshala saying that U.S. policy on China has changed, and the bill kind of shows that there is a distinct change in U.S. policy. What is India's policy towards China? Does one China policy still stand?
Manas?
Good evening, Manas from PTI. Dalai Lama's succession is becoming an important geopolitical issue. Almost all the major powers have spoken about their position, including US. So what is India's position on Dalai Lama's succession? Thank you.
Okay. So with that, we have rounded up the questions on the visit of the US congressional delegation, I hope. So let me begin with the first, with answers to the question on US delegation which visited Delhi and Dharamshala recently. It was a 7-member congressional delegation which visited India from 16th to 20th. It was led by the House of Representative, Chairman of the House Foreign Affairs Committee, Representative Michael McCall. They visited Dharamshala, as you know, on 18th and 19th, and thereafter they also had a meeting with a call on the Prime Minister. They also met External Affairs Minister and the Commerce and Industry Minister. Various aspects of India-US Comprehensive Strategic Partnership was discussed in the meetings with the Prime Minister and with External Affairs and Commerce Minister. More on that you would have seen. There's a press release also which was issued after the call on the Prime Minister. So I will refer you to that. As far as the question of Dalai Lama is concerned, I would like to reiterate what our position is. The Government of India's position on His Holiness the Dalai Lama has been very clear and consistent. He is a revered religious leader and is deeply respected by the people of India. His Holiness is accorded due courtesies and freedom to conduct his religious and spiritual activities. As regards the statements made by the US delegation, I would say that you take your questions to them because they'll be in a better position to answer as to what they mean by it and what it is for them to answer these questions. So with that, I'll come to other questions. Yeshi, to begin with yours, death toll in Hajj. A large number of Indian pilgrims visit Hajj every year. This year, 175,000 Indian pilgrims have visited Hajj so far. The core Hajj period is from, I think, May 9 to 22nd of July. So far, we've lost, or there are 98 Indians pilgrims who have died in Hajj. Sorry? Okay. I'll repeat my, let me get the figures right, please. So I was talking about each year we have a large number of Indians visiting Hajj for pilgrimage. This year we have 175,000 Indians who've already visited Hajj. The core Hajj period is from 9th May to 22nd of July. And so far we've lost 98 of our citizens. These deaths have happened on account of natural illness, natural causes, chronic illness, as also old age. On the day of Arafat, 6 Indians died, and 4 Indians have died on account of accidents. I would also like to tell you that last year the figure of Indians who died in Hajj was 187. 187. टू आंसर कदमनी आपका सवाल कि हम लोग क्या कर रहे हैं, वहाँ जो हमारा हज मिशन जद्दा में है वो बड़े पैमाने पे काम करता है. वहाँ पर मेडिकल मिशन है, हॉस्पिटल हैं, एम्बुलेंसेज हैं और जो सारी व्यवस्था है हमारे लोगों को देखरेख के लिए है. और जो भी वहाँ पर कुछ इस प्रकार का हादसा होता है हम तुरंत उनके परिवारजनों से, लोगों से मिलते हैं और जो भी कार्रवाई की जा सकती है वो काम हम लोग करते हैं. उनका सबका ध्यान रखा जाता है. आप देखेंगे अगर आप जो हज मिशन का सोशल मीडिया हैंडल्स है या उसके अलावा जो प्रेस विज्ञप्ति वहाँ से जारी होता है उसको देखेंगे तो आपको पता चलेगा कितनी विस्तार में इंतजाम वहाँ किया जाता है लोगों के लिए. इस बार सुना है कि चूँकि बहुत गर्मी रही और खासकर अराफात के दिन, जिस दिन जो वहाँ पर जो लोग ज़्यादा श्रद्धालु आते हैं, काफ़ी लोग उस दिन हीट वेव के कारण हताहत हुए. कई एक दूसरे देशों के लोग उसमें हताहत ज़्यादा हुए. हमारे यहाँ से 6 लोग डे ऑफ अराफात के दिन उनका निधन हुआ. So on the French journalist, yes, Mr. Sebastian Farsis, he's an OCI card holder. If you are an OCI card holder, you need permission or work permit to carry on your journalistic activities. To the best of my knowledge, he applied in May of 2024, and his application is still under consideration. The question of his leaving the country, that is a decision that he has to, it's for him to take. If he has taken, that's fine, but his visa application is still under consideration. Sorry, his work permit application is still under consideration. He had applied it, reapplied it here in May of 2024. मधु, आपका सवाल गलवान को लेके है. गलवान को लेके हम लोग पहले भी कहा है कि दो तरफा हम लोग की बात चल रही है. एक मिलिट्री टू मिलिट्री लेवल पे और दूसरे राजनयिक लेवल पे. जब ज्यों-ज्यों हमारी ये बातचीत चलती रहती है, मैं आपको इस मंच से और उसके अलावा प्रेस की विज्ञप्ति के जरिए आपको बताते हैं कि क्या प्रोग्रेस हो रहा है. लेकिन हम लोग चाहते हैं कि जो सीमावर्ती क्षेत्र है उस पे शांति बहाल हो ताकि चीजें आगे जा सके. Siddhant, your question regarding Canadian Parliament observing 2-minute silence. See, we naturally oppose any moves giving political space to extremism and those advocating violence. So that is our position on this particular issue that you raised. कनाडा के पार्लियामेंट में जो वहाँ पर गतिविधि हुई उसके लेके हम लोग ये कहना चाहते हैं कि जो राजनयिक स्पेस दिया जाता है एक्सट्रीमिस्ट को और जो लोग हिंसा भड़काने का काम करते हैं, इन सब चीज़ों को हम लोग अपोज करते हैं. Siddhant, also to answer your question regarding economic linkages, business, etc. On that we have been very consistent in our articulation. I have spoken from this platform. Our External Affairs Minister has spoken. Our leadership has spoken that peace and tranquility on the border is important for our ties with China to become normal. Krishan, I did answer your question. So with that, we can move forward. Okay.
Hi,
Please.
Samira Hussain from BBC
Yes,
News.
Samira, please.
Hi. There is an upcoming debate in the United States between President Biden and President Trump. I am wondering what the Indian take is on the upcoming presidential election and what you may or may not be anticipating in terms of whichever person comes into power again.
Reza?
Reza from Hindustan Times. Following the deaths of 2 more Indians serving with the Russian military, India had asked for a verified stop to the recruitment of Indians. Have we heard back from the Russians on this? Do we have any figures of how many Indians are actually serving with the Russian forces and how many have asked to come back?
Okay. Sudhi.
Sir, Shruti Ranjan again, thank you for allowing me another question, sir. Sir, External Affairs Minister was in Sri Lanka. If you could give us some more details on his discussions, because he met a lot of political leaders across the spectrum. Also wondering, did India raise the Kachitibu issue, which we saw being raised a couple of weeks ago? And therefore, what was Sri Lanka's response?
Enjoy.
Yes, sir. So, in these last few weeks and more than one dossier on Khalistani terrorists have been given from different sections of the government to Canada. Have we got a reply? And if there is a reply, what is it?
Manas?
Manas from PTI. Since April, we have seen media reports in the Australian media about expulsion of Indians, unspecified number of Indian spies from Australia, since reports of nest of spies came out in 2020. So could you verify whether 4 Indians have been expelled by Australia as reported by the Australian media? And has there been any reciprocal action?
तो आप ये विदेश मंत्रालय की प्रेस वार्ता देख रहे थे, जहां विदेश मंत्रालय के प्रवक्ता रणधीर जायसवाल इसको संबोधित कर रहे थे। कई संवाददाताओं के सवालों का उन्होंने जवाब दिया। उन्होंने यूएस डेलीगेशन जो धर्मशाला का जिसने जो दौरा करने के लिए आया था उसकी बात उन्होंने बताई, और साथ ही साथ उन्होंने हज पर जो 98 भारतीयों की मौत हुई है उस पर उन्होंने साफ तौर पे कहा है कि वो प्राकृतिक तौर पर उनकी मौत हुई है। गर्मी बहुत ज़्यादा पड़ रही है वहाँ पर, जिसकी वजह से उनकी हालत ख़राब हुई और उनकी मौत की खबर वहाँ से आई है, और एक पूरी प्रक्रिया चल रही है जिसके तहत